Hello, welcome to my animation stream today. I'm gonna keep working on the same wolf from last time. And I think he's gonna be really cute though. Like he's coming along really well. I'm already on part 4 of 7, so he's coming along perfectly. But today, I'm halfway through this animation, so I'm gonna finish it up. And either start working on the next part or start working on my icon for Christmas. The icon right now is just this cute little wolf. Oh, he's not a wolf, he's a fox. Renard. No, he just sits in the corner. But I wanna update him and have another one ready for when Christmas comes around, so I can stream with that. So let's just jump into it and see what happens. Oh. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Yep. So this is what I have so far in this one. This is where he starts slowing down. That's why I call it slow down in the name. Well, it was a bit challenging figuring out how he would slow down. So I made him lift his head. And this is where it really starts transitioning right here. And normally there'd be a different frame where he just keeps running. But at this point I switched it up with new frames so that he starts walking instead. So, making sure I have the right brush, the right color, the right thickness. I might need to make it a little bit bigger. A little bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, I'm just getting started. There we go. Put his paws like that. Because I'm not going to follow the sketch marks perfectly. want to make sure it still flows with the rest, and the sketch can be a little bit messy sometimes. There we go. So this part might be a little bit tricky, trying to get the muzzle right. There we go. Well, I'm gonna cut the eye a little bit off. There we go. Try to connect the ears a little bit. It's probably gonna be a harder part. Jeez. I should have really cleaned up some of the sketch animation before I did this. But I'm a bit short on time because this animation does have a deadline. So I'll just go with it and hope it turns out okay. A little bit lower. Make sure to fix the head. And there. I'm gonna be animating the tears separately because there's some details they need. Next frame. This frame is a lot the same. I'm also animating the tail separately. I want to be able to adjust that if I need to. Okay, this one is just a frame where it falls into place. So make sure I have the brush on, not the eraser. Maybe I'll start with the muzzle. This is the one thing that really changes here. There we go. And trim this up a little bit. Trim this up a little bit. And there we go. Trim this up a little bit. There's just a lot of trimming, trying to make sure this looks right. Eyes can be a little bit tricky as well. Need to round it a little bit. Now I got the paws to do. Ooh. No, it's coming in a little bit. I can't get this line right. That'll have to do. I don't have to bring it all the way down to the bottom of the page, because this line right here, the canvas is slightly bigger than what it's going to export as. This line is basically what the camera is showing. So anything outside of it won't show up in the animation. So I can probably find it here. There's some parts where I didn't even bother drawing there or coloring there. The bottom I did just because of the way they're running. But the side here, I don't need to bother with it. Just cut off the tail. So I'm probably going to end up doing that a bit here if I need to save time. Especially with the tail. I don't need to add a detail down there. If the legs don't look right down there, it doesn't matter. As long as the parts that are important look right. Am I on the right layer? Yeah. I don't know what this circle is. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna ignore it and keep drawing. So let's see. Try to match this leg. I would copy and paste, but it's a settling one, so it needs to be redrawn. It needs to show some kind of movement, even if the movement is basically unseeable. It's just a twitch. So let's see. No ears. Let's go ahead and trim these up a little bit, add some detail. Wondering if I should find a different time to stream, because a lot of really big streamers are going right now. Like, there's no way I'd ever be able to match up with like RT Game. He's over here. I think it's Animal Crossing that he's streaming right now. Or was it Pokemon Pearl and, or Sapphire or Diamond, whatever they want to call it. The new remakes. I know he's streaming one of those two today. So I don't think I'm gonna get much viewers. But keep pushing on. Okay, that one's too upwards. Let's go more this way. Let's see. Hello, Sanria. Welcome to the chat. Trying to get these ears to look right. It's really bugging me a little bit. I think I finally got it though. Something that looks okay. Yeah, it looks like it's settling. In the next frame, the legs start changing. The muzzle, so it needs to have a lot of emphasis on the legs. And at this point, I might try and copy paste the ears, because the problem I have with the sketch one is that the ears kind of revolve, because I'm trying to hold it steady, but those slight movements still show up. And I don't, like, I still want slight movement, but I don't want them to look out and then back in. Yeah. This is only 24 frames. Of course, this is the work I did on the last one. I don't think it looks quite right. I wish I could change it a little bit, but I don't really have the time to. I just need to keep charging forward. The ears do a little wiggle here. Like right about here, the ears divide, they separate. And then they shoot back because I copied the frames. So I'll need to try and hold the ears steady as much as possible. So, which is going to be easier said than done. Ears wiggle. They're going to wiggle. Of course, the key thing right here is that the legs start moving. Try and copy the muzzle here now. Muzzle barely moves. Just the tiniest bit of movement on the muzzle. Trim it up, trim it up. Here we go. Oops. Try and get it up. Maybe like this. No, like this. It looks all right. Let's see. Nose is gonna be really difficult. And change this a little bit. Now this arm. Basically looking the same. If I can get it to look the same. Almost. Need to cut off this bottom bit and just draw that in. There we go. Basically try to redraw the eyes as well. There's not a lot of movement when it's walking. From the front at least. So trying to get everything looking consistent is going to be a challenge. Let's see, color this in. Now the ears just need to be filled in. Just try to follow the blue line. That's good. round it off a little bit, or at least try to round it off. That looks ugly. Come on. Kinda. It's better. Yeah, I'm just used to drawing lines. I have a trick to get curves, but it's not too consistent. It's just muscle memory, really. There we go. Main things that are changing are the legs here. It's starting to walk. But this is going to be given a huge game of telephone as I'm trying to redraw the same lines over and over. Yeah, everything's basically lines. Sometimes I do more painterly stuff though, and that's really fun to do. But even that, everything is lines. That's how you make form. Lines lead the shapes and shapes lead the form. And lighting gives that form more form. Yeah. Backgrounds are backgrounds. Whoa. There we go. Looks almost identical. Can't even notice the change in the ears. I forget how to go back and forth between two frames quickly. Yeah. That's good though. If you can barely notice the change, that means it's working. So let's go ahead and add a new animation cell. And this one, the legs change even more, or should change. And now this one is where the legs start to crisscross. So I want to bring this in a lot. Why does the muzzle change so much? I'm going to try to keep drawing the muzzle the same way now. I actually don't like this muzzle. It's smushed. So redraw the previous frame a little bit. Bring out that smushed muzzle. Draw over the blue. Muzzle really shouldn't be moving too much. Slight wiggles are fine. So let's see, trim the corners. There we go. Now, very similar. In this one, I'm gonna make it very similar again. Whoops. No. I'm gonna have to check to see if it's too similar as well. Because it looks like it's just standing still except for its legs. That might be an issue. Move this muzzle in a little bit, actually. Big game of telephone. Like, animation doesn't have too much resolution. Because when things are moving, you don't notice the small stuff too much. So you don't need as much resolution. And that's how a lot of older films got away with stuff. They didn't have a lot of room. They were expecting VHS and those really old TVs, fuzzy TVs, I call them. So they didn't worry too much. But some films, they still went above and beyond. And if you watch them in like HD on a massive 4K television, it's like magic. There's so many things you didn't notice that just blow up. And it's so beautiful. Too bad I don't have a 4K television. And I doubt anyone's gonna be watching this on a 4K television. So I'm just expecting what it's going to be seen on, which for my art class would be a computer, maybe their phone, and a projector. All of them, I doubt, would be a gaming setup. So it's going to be more lower resolution in a smaller frame. The screen is going to be fuzzy as all hell, miscolored. So who gives a shit? So just knowing what you expect your audience to use is really important. 4K games are obsessed, well, AAA games are obsessed with that. And I don't like their resolutions. I don't like their art. Everything, why do so many AAA games look the same? Like, you can show me two, like, first-person shooters from AAA companies, and I don't fucking know which one's which. They both have zombies in them, right? Like, whatever that Tomb Raider one is, and then that, like, post-apocalyptic one with robots, they look the fucking same. I don't know. There's nothing interesting and not too stylized about it. Like, it's the same thing with fruit. People who paint fruits in bowls. Like, I've seen it so many times. They all look the same. There's no creativity. Breath of the Wild is stylized, though. I'll give them that. I don't normally consider Nintendo a AAA company because they're from the East. And they do put out a lot of stylized games. Even stuff like Doom Eternal was really stylized, though. It may have been more realistic, but they really went home with what they wanted to be stylized and cool. They didn't just try to make everything look like you're actually walking in a place that you'd find like the International Space Station. No. You're in an alien world killing demons. Who cares who cares what they look like? You don't want them to look like they're actually there and have everything dark. It's bright and red and demonic. Yeah, the soundtrack's amazing too. I've never played the game. I don't really like fighting games. But I know, like, Doom Eternal looks amazing. What other games are there, though? I forget the name of it because I don't know the series well. But it's a really old series. And it's like sci-fi, and it got on Switch recently. Even though it's 3D, they made it a 2D, platformer kind of game, even though it has 3D graphics. I don't know a lot about the games. I really don't know. It looks good, though. Like, it's really stylized, and I love how the armor looks. I'm a sucker for armor. I spent like 30 minutes getting the horse armor in Breath of the Wild. Broke half my bows and used most of my arrows. But it was worth it. My horse looks so fucking cool now. Oh yeah, Metroid. I don't know if the game's good or not. I just know it looks cool. I need to resolve this. Yeah. And that's what I mean, like... There's so many people just rushing to make the most realistic game. But, like... realism isn't fun. If you try to make a game super realistic, no one wants to play it because it's not entertaining. There's reasons why in GTA you can get a 5-star wanted level and still wreak havoc around the city, while police officers will run people over just to get to you. It's fun. You don't need pedestrians who know what the hell's going on and know how to react. You want them to run away screaming or like drop a drink and freak out. Like, real life isn't fun. You need to make a game fun. You can't. How many times can you jump in real life? Like, I bet it's gonna be like 5 times before you get exhausted. Maybe if you're doing jumping jacks, you can get the 20 if you're lucky. But if you're running around constantly and jumping, like, you don't do that. Characters in a game do that because it's fun to jump. Oh. Like, AAA games just mess with me, man. I don't bother buying them. Do I even own any AAA games? I don't think I do. I'm not gonna check my Steam right now. That's a bad idea. You kill my computer. But yeah. I think I don't really have any AAA games. I have Nintendo games. Those are the most costly games I've ever bought. Besides Prison Architect, when it was still in alpha, I got that for $50. Come on. A little bit more. Thank you. And loop. Loop better. There we go. So, new animation frame. What's this even look like so far? So, paw all the way in front here. Pretty much. That's every video game character. Like, you're really gonna think that like Link can actually glide across the map and blow himself up with a bomb in order to fly? No, if you tried that, you'd die. But it's a video game, so you have fun. Man, Link must be mad ripped though if he does all that. Not to mention, like, he can get kicked by a horse like several times and not die. Horses are crazy, man. They can kill people. I still love them though. They only kill people who scare them or try to hurt them. So it's justified. Let's see now. Got that. Once I'm done with this, I can start duplicating the frames and set them all up to loop. Come on, we're almost there. Oh, I'm still amazed by like original animation, paper animation, because they didn't scan stuff into a computer back then. They had to redraw so much stuff and layer it. Like the way they had to do animation is so amazing. I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate that in any way. It's just so much work and setup and money. But I'm able to do animation like this now, where I can learn from my own pace without having to put too much money into it. At least not as much as they had to. Because I use the laptop for other purposes as well. Get the eyes checked a little bit on here. There we go. There we go. Now up here. Try to replicate the ears again. So close. I messed up right here. Trim that off, I got this. Oh, the new Boruto episode came out today. I'm gonna be watching that after the stream to cool off. Just de-stress. I was never really into Naruto. I think it just missed my age group because I don't even know when that came out or started airing. I know it was airing on Adult Swim when I was like a child. So I didn't really watch it. Adult Swim was for adults. And like that's just the kind of mentality I had. So I never really watched it. I tried watching it before, sometime like a few years later. But it just never clicked with me. Maybe like as you're watching it, the 200 episodes doesn't seem too bad. But those 200 episodes, trying to rewatch them, it gets to you, man. And then you try, and then it just keeps going past 200. It goes up to 300, 500. So many different series and movies. Yeah, but like you don't, if you're watching it for the first time, you don't know which ones are important and you don't want to get spoiled for what happens. So like, you don't know which ones are filler. Yeah, I've seen a few of the fights. I did watch a big portion of the original show. And I've seen clips of it. I really love the clips that just get straight to the point. Someone should make a compilation of like streamlined Naruto and just make it like a few movie lengths of just the most important parts of the original series that you actually need. Boruto is really good. Like the first 100 episodes, besides like the first one in the movie, are basically just filler. It's just fluff. But it does get really good. Right now they're doing where I'm at, they're doing the Chunin exams. We're gonna see if Naruto, well, they're doing it again. It's not a spoiler. The first movie and the first episode are basically just Boruto messing up the Chunin exams. I mean, go for it.
Like Naruto's son. Like, yeah, that's just what they are. Everyone just says Boruto's dad in the show because if you keep saying Naruto, it's gonna run thin. Like, it's Boruto's show, Burrito, not Naruto. But yeah. I really do like Boruto, though. Like, he's got some good energy to him. Though he does feel more like Sasuke in a way. Like, he's still loud and a little bit obnoxious, but he's not stupid. He actually thinks things through a little bit. But sometimes he gets heated and forgets what hiding is called. For the most part, he feels like he actually thinks things through a lot more than his dad did. He feels a lot more like Sasuke and thinking about the results of stuff. And yeah, I call him Burrito. And Sarada is Salad. She's Sasuke's daughter. And I forget her mother's name. It's the pink one. One with pink hair. I barely noticed her in the original show, so I don't remember her name. Her daughter actually does shit in the show now, though, so that's amazing. I actually know her name. Mitsuki, I don't have a nickname for him. She is the pink one with the massive forehead. That's the only thing I remember her from. She had a whole episode where she was really upset about her forehead. Like, they did her a little bit dirty. I don't know her name. That's all I remember from Naruto about her. I love Sarada though. She's really cool. And she does feel like I don't know. She feels like her mom, but she's a lot more proactive like her dad. But she wants to be Hokage one day. So sometimes she just like goes off on people. And it's so funny. Yashahime is so good. You should see the recent episode. I loved it. It properly confirms some stuff that you were thinking about though previously. So I think you'd really enjoy it. Yeah, that happens. Unfortunately, the dub is a lot slower, so it might be hard to watch the newer episodes while doing other stuff. And then everything just starts repeating right here, so copy. Hey, come on. Paste. Copy. So that's 15. 14. 13. 12. Actually, wait. Actually, it goes back to 14. It starts revolving. Once I finish copying these frames, I'll show you. So on the 15. And then 16. So if we zoom out and then we can hit play. I copied the wrong frame here. I don't remember which frame belongs here now though. So I need to find this frame. That's right there. I'm gonna delete these last few frames. I need to restart. I copied them wrong. Yeah. I need to figure out which frame this is though. Right here. So now I need to find... Then just go backwards. No. I actually don't know. I need to look at the original to see how this works. So 15, copy that. 15 belongs right here. Right here is before 15. So that will go right here. And I guess 13 goes right here. Now let's try that and hope everything looks right. I still need to change that frame. I don't really like how it looks anyways. It doesn't look right. I think it just goes too fast for me. I should be walking, not running. And these last few frames I'm going to delete. And I'm going to move this over. And I'm going to have to change. I'm going to get rid of that frame too. Needs a lot more work done. Probably. I'll make the head bob a little bit, but another issue is just the legs. It was walking too fast. Get rid of this frame. Let's see. These two frames can be closer together because that's a faster movement. No.
I'm just gonna... I just don't like any of it. Yeah. Let's try something. Move this up. And then this again. I used the wrong button. Shift. And do this again. I pressed the wrong button again. Yeah. It's just trying to get it to look just right is very difficult. This one actually just needs to be lowered. Like the muzzle at least. Okay, not the muzzle, the nose. Very... Let's try this. It's coming along. Just a little bounce. And I need to unselect. So let's see. I think these make a little bit of a difference too, separating the head from the body. So I need to get rid of this little fluff. And there we go. Slight bob.
hate this part. Hmm. I'm gonna change this frame. The ears I want to link up a little bit better. Something like an in-between frame for the ears so they have a little bob in the middle. Every other frame won't really work. It's running really fast. And I can't really change the frame rate without messing up the whole thing, because the whole thing is running on 12 frames per second. If I had time to like change the whole like section and how it's animated, I would. But I kind of just have to roll with what I have. So I can only just patch it up with band-aids at this point. And hope it sticks right. Not really smear frames. I don't really need that right now. It's not a really rapid movement, so it just needs a slight in between. So let's try that. It doesn't look right at all. I think I'm just gonna go with it and start coloring soon. Just fix up the legs. This animation just won't be as good as the rest. Trying to animate walking is just really complicated. It would be way too much work to change that at this point, because it's all just one layer and everything's pretty much connected. It'd be too much work to do that right now.
Hmm. I could try something here. Because this isn't up. So if I make the ears also go a little bit up. Like this. This is the new high. And then it just goes back down. And then this is a big high and it goes back down. Let's see. It looks a lot better. So now I just need to fill in all those tiny little gaps. And I can get to coloring it. The coloring it doesn't have a lot to do. Actually, before I do that, I need to animate the tail. I was kind of neglecting the tail because I didn't want to do it on the same layer. That's the trees, that's the background. So go to the first tail. And this, now I do this tail. Which means I need to get a new animation layer. New animation cell. Pen. And there we go. New animation cell. And then it floofs back in. New animation cell. Yeah, a little fluff. Empty. And then I just copy the first frames again. So if you play that, it has a little bouncy tail. Good morning, bro. Yeah. Oh, good afternoon. Right now we're animating Plum Pudding, the purple wolf. It's not purple right now though. And now the next part of this animation is gonna be the tears. I think Senria has the same name, so that might be a bit difficult to call you Robert. I'll just call you, bro.
Oops, not what I meant to do. Fenria and Bro. Today is a sad wolf. He's a sad wolf. Purple eyelashes. This is blue though. Yeah. Ugh, I just hate the shades purple and blue. And yet I made the dog purple. Well, it's more of a reddish purple, so I don't care too much. But like a bluish purple? Like, how do people see that? It's so annoying, and everyone calls it 100 different colors. Well, violet is okay. It's a really vibrant one. And I also like royal purple. But there's so many purples that are just... Everyone mixes up the names, and I just don't know anymore. So let's see, get rid of the sketch frame. And then this is what we have. So now I got to make another layer just for coloring it purple. New animation folder, where is it? That's the paper layer. Here it is, new layer. Yeah. There's just a lot of shades of purple that I just don't get. Like I mix up blues and grays a lot. And I also mix up shades of purple with like a reddish hue or a bluish hue. And when people say it's one thing, it just, yeah. I think I have trouble saying the color blue. Color that in. I'm gonna be coloring the tears a different color. Rave colors are awesome though. Like I love the shades of like rave colors. I've always wanted like to mess with a rave setting, but that would be really hard because you don't really think about them in traditional colors. You have to think about how they would react and stuff and reflect. I don't think I'd be able to do it justice. Fuck. Which frame is this? I need to go upwards now. Right here. Oh, neon colors would be awesome though as a character. I think I mess with them a little bit, but the brightness always puts me off and makes it really difficult for me to balance. I'm not quite there yet. I know once I drew a tiger on stage with like bright neon colors, but it just didn't look right. And fill that in. Like happy color, sad doggo. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, whatever is going on at the bottom here doesn't actually matter. The bottom of the screen, like this border here, won't show up in the frame. It won't show up when I export it. So everything inside the blue lines are what matters, and the outside is just for positioning and making sure things get filled correctly. It's basically the camera. Almost done. Did I forget to put tears in the last frame? Yes, I did. Why? Why did I forget that? Let's see now. There we go. Go back to the colors. And I can fill it in properly. And that's the wrong color. There we go. No. Kind of a bluish color, I guess. There we go. And we're almost done with this set of frames. Of course, I'm probably gonna take a break after this. Not on stream, but just from animating, and maybe work on my artwork. My Christmas icon for when Christmas comes. Cause I want to look a little bit festive for that. But I need to get the icon set up before then. Might feel like a month away, but it's almost December already. It's crazy. Time's crazy, man. Yeah. How did I kill an elf? I don't understand that. Well, I probably killed a bunch of them. I don't talk about Christmas till after 25th, but Marie Carey is already woken up from her slumber. But yeah. I'm wondering where I even have it. It should be around here. Here it is. Here's my little fluff. He's getting ready. I actually want to line some of this over again. And probably... Oh no. Oh, I don't have Discord open yet, but I am trying to figure out how to change my... here it is, how to change my title. There we go. I changed the title. Well, I don't have Discord open right now. I close it while I stream, so I'm not too distracted by memes and friends. Let's see, though. I want the outside to be thicker than the inside lines. Making sure it's nice and fluffed. That's too fluffy. I'll make this line a little bit bigger. There we go. I think the thicker outline on the outside will make it look really nice. Trimming up some of these edges as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's Renard getting ready for the holidays. He has his coat and a hat and a little cup of something. Oh, it's not really a coffee cup. Maybe it's one of those like disposable coffee cups. Like he went to a Starbucks dressed like this. I need to be on a different layer for this part. There we go. Now this part can get erased a little bit. And I need to erase parts of this hat. And trim this off a little bit. In games, have you ever like, your hand's just hovering over like the wrong hotkeys and you freak out and try to do something but you end up hitting all the wrong buttons? Like, that's just me right now. I just keep hitting the wrong hotkeys because my hand's hovering in the wrong spot and everything turns out wrong. Like, that's happened way too much in games for me. Now I get to trim this ear down. And I want to trim this a little bit too. Let's get this ear trim. Not the ear, it's fluff. Oh, this is so hard. There we go, that's a little bit better. That's too much taken off. Just go slow, get that curve out. And I'll trim it from this side. There we go. And just round off the edge. And I want to trim this as well. And that's all right. Eyes irritate me as well, though. Everything's a little bit too thick on the inside. So this is just a lot of trimming. Get the edges right. Oh. There we go. Let's see now. I think I might have to thicken up the tails a little bit. Then I can start like coloring things in, at least the base layer. And he shouldn't be too hard, he's just a white fox. And then his outfit's red. And his tails have black tips. There we go. Might need to color this part in a bit more. And this part. There we go. I actually want to change this to a grayish color so I can color in the white spots. Yep, here's the fluffy boy. Not the nose and eyes yet. Got most of those. Then a new layer. And I'll make this for the nose and eyes. So I can color those in. And then the last one's gonna be for clothing. I'm actually gonna find an old artwork I did the first time he wore the coat. It's pretty bad. I'll use that shade of red at least. Maybe a little bit brighter, not too strong. Yeah. He's a good boy. And then the inside of the coat's like a dark red, a blood red, kinda. Only need to use it those 2 times. And then pure white fluffies. And the fluffies are a slightly different shade than Renard. I might have actually made Renard too gray. Oh. That should be fine. I need to color the cup as well. Make the cup more of a beige color. There we go. Now the eyes and such. Put this on. And I'm gonna open up another reference I have of Renard. So one I'm using on stream right now, my little gaming fox. Yeah. I'm gonna use him for his nose. Also for his fur color. It's the perfect shade of off-white. There we go, I think he's set. Now I want his little nose. There we go. And his eyes are kind of a pinkish shade of red. Now I want the gray of his tail. And then I can just color these over and fill it in. I'm just gonna fill in this one. Fix this gap. The other paw will need a little bit better because it shows more of the arm. So right there is where it cuts off. And I want to fill that in a little bit. Get rid of that. I need to get rid of the cup a little bit. So and fill in all these tiny fluffies and gaps. Make sure everything's settled. For the most part, I think it is. Just need to do some more cleanup. yeah. Bernard's colors are really set in stone at this point. He's not a pure white fox, so he has a little bit of gray, so that I can put accessories on him and have him stand out in different environments easily. I need to get his ears now. Fill in the gray spots. Now I can just fill. Fix some of these issues. The hat's causing issues of its own. And I'm not gonna copy the exact eyes I have there, but I'll go ahead and do this. And then get some white. Yeah. He's a happy boy now. I forgot his little spot on his cheek. It's a very important part of his character. Whoops. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's just a he's just a happy boy. I need to get a drink of water in my throat. I still keep finding little gaps like this. Do they have to be filled in? Yeah. I need to drink water, yeah. I'm gonna use this now to kind of mark where the shadows will be. Gonna be very light shadows. Just something that's a little happy. Whoa. I'm a bit sneezy. There you go. The fluffy will be kind of difficult to shade, but it won't be impossible. This area is gonna be hard though. Shadows aren't too interesting to watch. What? What do you mean clean? It's just draw a line. You just kind of think about where it's gonna go and then do it. It looks better if I do this. But even then, it's not quite set yet. I need to change some of the hues. Because on the whites, it needs to be a lighter gray. And the red, I'm gonna change it to a redder, like a dark red. But yeah, it's just how coloring goes. I don't really need to do any inside of the sleeve because I've already did that in the flat colors. I might actually use that shade to color the rest. Here we go. I'm getting this down. Actually, don't need to put that there. Creating depth isn't too hard. It takes a bit of practice and just learning how depth even works. Because you don't really think about that when you're looking at an object. Your brain does all the work for you. But when you're creating something, you have to actually do that work consciously. And that can be hard. Adding a bit of detail, shading the neck right here. right here, I'm gonna have to go straight black in order to see this section. Straight black's not gonna work either. Really dark black. Yeah. Shading the grays will be pretty difficult. Not difficult, but it's just gonna be a challenge. Here we go. I'm just shading some of the fluffies here. He's a fluffy fox. Ooh, make sure I save. There we go. And this is what I have so far. Yeah, I want to get the stomach down here and finish the floofies in the bottom of the robe. Oh yeah, he's coming along really good. I actually want to change some of this right here though. There we go. Might be a little bit too much off the top though. There we go, that looks fluffy. Bottom down here doesn't get, barely gets any light. There we go. Yeah. Renard's fluffy. He has a fluffy coat. He's just getting ready for the holidays. So now I just need to do this, a little bit of this. Delete this one right here. Making sure everything's set now. A little bit difficult to try and get this right. Well, the stream will be ending soon. So I hope you guys had a really good day. It's Thanksgiving break, but tomorrow is Monday. Everything goes back to normal. It can be rough. Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of all the progress I've made today. There's a lot still to do, but it's coming along well. It was really nice having everyone here today, just to chat and have fun. But yeah, I'm gonna save it here now. I hope you guys all have a really good day, and I hope you had a really good Thanksgiving as well. Have a good time in the future. Bye-bye.